potentially new top 1, Monitoring, was verified this week by Gabest. This level is a sequel to MadisonYuko's Rabbit Hole and is another difficult auto-scroller. The level starts out with a mini-robot, where you'll jump through moving spike columns that sync up with the level's music. Right after is the spider, where Gabest suffered the most deaths, mainly due to these blue orb clicks. Here, he had to quickly click the first 2 orbs and then slightly delay the final input to reach the next platform. However, the upcoming ball section is the most difficult part of the level. This is in part due to the late coyote click and subsequent weave around a moving saw. And after timing a drop between these 2 saws is an even more brutal sequence, where Gabest flipped gravity, immediately clicked this blue orb, weaved below yet another saw, and much like in the spider, passed through another trio of blue orbs. Upon transitioning into the UFO and jumping, Gabest had to carefully release and repress right to fall through these spikes. The rest of the UFO forces you to move very quickly, otherwise this wall of saw blades will block off your progress. Following that are a few smaller parts of flipping gravity with the swing, flying with the jetpack, and dodging more saws with the robot before the last section. This jetpack starts out quite difficult with these tight vertical spike gaps, and right after you have to quickly weave around 3 spikes so that you can slip between these moving saws in time. After flying through a barrage of saws coming from the right, dipping down below an entire row of saws, and squeezing through a few more tight horizontal gaps, is the final straight fly. Here you can use this heart object as a visual cue to stay perfectly centered between these obstacles. However, it is still really tight, and with nerves easy to mess up. Gabest fell victim to this once before his verification. Huge congrats to him for pulling this off after over 117,000 attempts and almost an entire year of grinding. What makes this verification even more impressive is that he was completing his Finnish military service at the same time. Speaking of top ones, the old version of Slope Shanty was recently verified by Prae. Some neat parts of this 3-minute long Deathless level include this section, where you have to slope boost upwards while staying within a pair of moving spikes, this click where you jump in between 2 spikes to reach a pink pad, and the infamous final jump, where Prae barely avoided dying to this ceiling spike. Huge congrats to Prae for pulling off this verification after over 30,000 attempts, and good luck to Cuckoo, who has a massive run of 50 to 100 on the official version of the level, which has been buffed to top 1. Check out One Card Trick, a reimagining of Uno by Farstove. Like its inspiration, on your turn, you have to play a card with the same number or colour as the very last one someone played. In addition to the classics of forcing your opponent to draw 2 cards, skipping the next person's turn, choosing what colour comes next, and an extra card that lets you select the number instead, you can also upgrade your deck between matches. At the store, you can purchase the X-Ray card that reveals the top of the draw pile when played, a Fairness card that forces the opponent to draw 4 cards if they have less cards than you, and a Phantom card where if the next player can't play one of the same colour, they have to draw 3 cards instead of 1. There are also permanent status effects you can buy. LunarLobster's favourite one is the Skip perk, which allows any regular number card to randomly skip the next player's turn. Check out Breaking the Seal by Flamey7021, a Hollow Knight inspired demon featuring 2 zones reminiscent of the original game and a remake of the first boss, the False Knight. Aside from that, there are also new secret coins unlocked throughout running a giant fluff ball and this horrifying spider boss. Thank you for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and shoutouts to our channel members.